Right, and every time I get in the car, we're like, thanks, Mom, for taking us to tennis practice today. Because, I mean, she's spending her money taking up her time to go do something that she didn't even have to do for us. But Mom and Dad take the time to do that kind of stuff for us, to teach us lessons, one, to allow us to have fun and allow us to get good at something so we can feel good about it.
Hello everyone, we are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
Hey guys, welcome back. Super excited to be in the studio today with Abby and Chrissy and who else?
Hunter.
Hunter, you're in the studio today?
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
Good.
What's going on around here?
We are going to Boise.
We're going to Boise soon. So we're leaving our Florida home and we're taking all of our stuff with us.
And we're selling the Florida house.
And we're selling the Florida house. And are you taking all your dolls with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And have you been such a great helper? You
Yeah.
have been. Have you been running around helping us move?
Uh-huh. Also, we're going to take the dollhouse.
We are taking, and we'll put it in our new house in Boise, right? Yes. But you're really excited because you have been working really hard with us moving, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a good helper.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much for helping us out so much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, today I wanted to chat with the girls because we just wrapped up a 4-week intense training with a tennis coach here. The girls are all super excited. They are trying out for tennis for high school. They've enjoyed tennis for, I would say like 2 or 3 years now, maybe 4 years. But they really want to take it to a new level. And so they decided they wanted to try out for the tennis team. So with that, we decided, well, it would be a great idea when we came down to Florida for about 4 weeks to do an intense training with their coach here. And it has been really great. I got to tell you, sometimes the coolest things you can do for your kids is get them somebody that they can connect with to teach them the things that maybe they're not fully listening to from somebody else, namely us. And so it's really neat sometimes when we find a coach that is aligned with how we want things taught, the attitude we want to have, the opportunity for the kids, that kind of thing. It's gone really well. So girls, how's it been going for the last 4 weeks with your tennis coach?
It has been going great. So we have done tennis lessons with her last year, and from last year to this year, we have improved so much. We've done tennis before. We've kind of gone on and off. It hasn't been a main sport until now. We've chosen that we want to go full into it. Me and Bella are going to be trying out for we're going to be on the high school team for tennis at our Idaho home, and through that, we really wanted to make sure that we were fully prepared for our JV role, to make sure we were one of the top students in the JV tennis program. So we got to play with our coach and learn about tennis and everything. But we didn't just learn tennis. We also learned many great lessons in life that would help us. Like one of them, honoring each other.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just 1 minute. But all of you guys decided to take tennis. So we had Abby, Bella, Chrissy, Drews, and Allie all take tennis from our coach. And again, like Abby said, they're going out for high school, and then Chrissy's trying out for it next year. So she wanted to be ahead of the game and make sure that she was practicing with the girls, bringing on her own strengths so that when she got there next year, she was ready for it. And we never know. Maybe the high school coach will let you practice with them.
I mean, with Daddy's negotiation skills, I think more than likely. And he seems very on it. So if I told him, I want to be your state champion next year and I'm in 8th grade, can I please practice so I can get ahead of it? That's a pretty convincing talk. So that's what I'm planning on doing.
I think it's a good place. So, of course, we did ask our coach to teach you guys all the skills you need for tennis. And she's been doing that very well for the last couple of years. But like Abby started alluding to, along the way, we figured out there's so much more to sports than just playing the game. There's so much more. And some of the things that she was teaching you guys, especially the last handful of weeks, is what? Number one, what, Ab?
Honoring each other, honoring the coach, and honoring each other as siblings, as teammates. Like, it can be a little bit different playing with just your siblings. You can get a little, like, you can talk to them differently, than you can get a little mean sometimes, I'd say. Mom and Dad have taught us to be very respectful of each other, but also we're supposed to treat them as their teammates. Like, they're somebody else that we're trying to respect. Like, there's somebody, not just siblings, but also our teammates that we got to trust them to play with. We can't just put it all on us, and we got to make sure that we share the court with each other and that we make sure we are very honorable with them. We're not yelling at them, but we're very respectful.
Right, and she was like, when you're on the court, your siblings are teammates because you're not going to be arguing with your best doubles partner. And guess what? Your best doubles partner is more than likely going to be your sibling. So we got to treat each other as teammates so that we can. And she was also teaching us to trust each other. Let's say that there's a hard ball and it's on your teammate's side. You have to trust them to get it even if they're in an awkward position because you can't leave your side of the court open just to get their ball. So that was an important lesson too.
Right. So we learned honor. We
Right.
learned trust.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing about trust was what? Like to know that when you both walk on the court, that you both can handle it.
Right, exactly.
We also learned to push ourselves and to work hard. Coach Alex was a great coach, and she taught us to work very hard. Like when we were learning stuff and we were not cooperating and not getting it and not listening, she was like, everybody drop rackets right now. We're going to do sprints. We're going to do sprints, and how you do it is you go from certain lines of the court. And what we did is she would make us sprint that, and then on certain things, she was like, you got to count how many you miss because that's how many you're going to be doing. And like also she'd help us exercise, which was a great thing. Not just when we were picking up all the balls. It's easier just to pick it up with your tennis racket and pick them all up. She's like, everybody drop rackets, 2 balls in each hand. And she was also teaching us to make sure that we get exercise and that we're strong. So when we're playing, we're able to run around easier. We're able to do the sprints. We're able to hit easier. And we were also doing like burpees and push-ups and all that stuff to help us get ready for our tennis.
Right. She wasn't just teaching you just the game of tennis. She was teaching you how to kind of take care of yourself as a whole so that you could be better on the court.
How to push ourselves and how to grow ourselves.
Right, yeah, it was really some really important lessons that she taught us that you can learn through sports if you have the right coach. It's important. It was really a great opportunity to have a great coach just like her because she played the game herself. She almost got her pro teaching certificate, but she used to do it like 6 days a week, tennis classes and stuff. So she's been doing games and stuff that her really good coaches did with her. So she's just been duplicating that, and she's put us on the road to greatness. And every single week she'll do I feel like coaches sometimes think that they just have to keep going. There doesn't have to be time for talking and explaining, but she takes the time to explain so that we can understand. And we know so many different tips. Like she'll do individually. Abby, you need to work on this. Bella, you need to work on this. Chris, you need to work on this. And they're different and still similarly, entwined. So it's a lot of important lessons. She's taught us to listen. She's taught us so many important, valuable life lessons that we remember for many more years.
Yeah. And what was another one now that you learned from her?
We learned so many great things, but it was like one thing that I in tennis really need to work on is bending my knees to get me power. So she was like, you're going to be doing a crab walk now. You're going to be bending your knees and walking around like a crab walk. I'm like, okay. And I did it. And it actually worked. Like, even if you sometimes feel like silly, or you feel like it doesn't look very professional, but it's also going to teach you a lesson that you really need to know. And also, she was just so great about making sure she went to individually and told us individually what we need to work on. Because, for me, I really felt uncomfortable with my serves at one point, and I'm working on them now and getting better. But she made sure, I'm like, I really want to work on serves. She's like, sounds great. I'll help you with your serves today. And she did. She went around, but she didn't just do me. She made sure she got to everyone. And when there's a lot of us siblings, it was really great that she went individually to each one of us to tell us what we need to work on.
Yeah. So I think more than anything sometimes is as parents, if you're sitting there being like, oh gosh, those all sound like things I would love for my kids to learn. When they're playing a sport, I would love for them to learn those kind of things. I will just encourage you that sometimes, of course, when you get them into a sport, some coaches want to naturally do that. They just want to take the extra time to pour into their team, even about things that are outside of just the sport themselves. But I will tell you that we need to be aware that some coaches don't. Doesn't mean that they're not the best coach, but what it does mean is that it's important for each and every one of us to maybe find them an extra coach that can help pour into them like that. We kind of learned early on that with their coach earlier for golf, that he really didn't want to pour into any of his players in a deeper level. It was more on a high level of just like, go out there, do well, let's do well for the school, and let's move on. But because of that, we learned from it. We learned the importance of finding a coach separate that would take the time to teach the whole package to the kids. And that's why we even have it set up so that you guys have some private golf starting up shortly after we get home. But I do think that as parents, taking the time to get to know the coaches that are willing to spend that extra time with our kids is so important, to give them accolades for what they are doing, to tell them how much you appreciate them, to honor them and respect them. I mean, we're going into the next season with tennis, and the coach that we are working with for tennis for the girls, not just the one that we did right down here in Florida, but the other coach at the actual high school, has been so amazing at communication, getting back to us with our questions, has told us exactly what to expect, is ahead of his game, and is just really excited for the new season. So, parents, if you're out there and you're like, gosh, I really want to get my kids into some sports, I would just tell you, make sure that you're finding the right kind of coaches for your kids, because they're going to be spending a lot of time with them. And I don't personally want just any coach spending time and pouring information into my kids' heads. I want to have the right kind of coach doing so. And it makes me always more aware of being in communication with the coach. As a parent, I communicate with the coaches on a regular basis, especially the ones that are willing to really help our kids, because I want to hear their thought process. I want to know what they're doing. I want to hear what they're thinking to see if it aligns with us.
Right, and it's been really great having this great tennis season, because it's cool to look ahead into, like, before when we've had tennis lessons, it's been kind of, I feel like, more shallow. It's like what you need to work on right now to get good right now in the age group that you are in right now. But our teacher, our Coach Alex is her name, she taught us this is what you're going to be working on in the future, so you might as well start doing it now. And I think it's interesting when she's like, guess what? Every time you do your right form, you get good balls. But I don't know about any of you, but when I'm trying to do something, trying to win a game, whatever it is, I tend to go back to my muscle memory and try to just win with doing it wrong. But when actually it's the opposite, when I do the right form, even though it feels uncomfortable, that's when I get the best balls. So just trusting her, trusting that what she tells you is right. And it's great to have a coach who we can actually trust.
And through these tennis lessons, Mom and Dad have worked really hard to also let us have our own time so we can practice and apply what she has been teaching us, so we can actually be ready for her to actually teach us new stuff. Because if we don't practice on the side, how can we keep growing and growing? We're just going to be told the same thing over and over because we haven't practiced on the side. We did a lot of tennis playing this year, and it was just so fun. And I feel like we have grown so much, and I'm so excited for the high school year at tennis.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. Hunter, do you think you want to play tennis in the future?
Yeah.
What else do you want to play? What other sport? Pickleball. You want to play
Pickleball.
And what else do the kids play that you want to play? Golf?
Yeah, you already played golf a little.
Sport too, huh? Yes. So I think all the advice that you guys gave and the feedback you guys gave was just really helpful, because as parents, we want to make sure that our kids want what we're offering them. And it's exciting when you guys then want to take what we've given you, the gift of getting a coach or whatever, and then apply it at a new level. Shows us appreciation. And I think that's one of the keys to the whole thing, is appreciating what all of us do for each other, right?
Right, and every time I get in the car, we're like, thanks, Mom, for taking us to tennis practice today. Because, she's spending her money, taking up her time to go do something that she didn't even have to do for us. But Mom and Dad take the time to do that kind of stuff for us, to teach us lessons, one, to allow us to have fun and allow us to get good at something so we can feel good about it.
Yeah,
so I really appreciate it.
So, all right, good job, girls.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.